Hi everyone, welcome to the video. So this week we're talking about social media platform overviews. And just to give a quick overview from our textbook, the book defines social media as means for consumers to share text, images, audio, and video information with each other and with other companies. So the few different types of social media platforms are online communities and forums, blogs, and social network. So communities and forums are typically between consumer groups, or sometimes they are by companies and even sponsored by the companies. Blogs are usually personal, so there's lifestyle blogs or information blogs, and they're actually becoming, according to the textbook, blogs are becoming a really notable form of word of mouth marketing. Because we all use products, but so typically on these lifestyle blogs, people will write about the products they use, and if that's generating business for the company, they can even endorse this blogger. And the article actually mentions that because this is so common now, the Federal Trade Commission requires bloggers to disclose their relationship with these companies that they endorse. And then the last form of platform is the social networks. So obviously Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. Twitter and Facebook are really, really common for businesses to have their own page or their own Twitter account. Like you may see a lot of small companies have a follow me on Twitter sign in their window. So these are pretty standard. Secondly, for those over using social media, the whole goal is that if you are going to use social media for your marketing, you need to be tracking your influence and seeing how effective your marketing is and is it actually generating revenue. So the article that we're going to talk about was found on Harvard Business Review. It's by Keith A. Quesenberry, and it's called The Basic Social Media Mistakes Companies Still Make. So it's linked here, and then I will also put a link to it in the post if you would like to read it. So some of the key points are that over 90% of medium and large businesses have been using social media in their marketing for 5 years or longer, but almost 50% of marketers are unable to show the impact of social media marketing efforts. So the mistake that many companies are making is that they're not connecting their social media goals to their broader business goals and actually tying them to ROI. So for example, companies may have a goal of so many likes or so many followers, and they can even give it a time period, like within the next 6 months. But they're struggling to show their managers how this activity is actually contributing to profits. And that's the mistake. So what the author says they need to do to fix this is the first step is to identify your business objectives. So what are you actually trying to do? Do you want to increase sales, generate leads, improve customer satisfaction? But don't make your goals social media based. Marketers need to remember that social media is just another tool to reach your business goals. It shouldn't be your end goal. So the second thing that marketers need to consider are what platforms to use and what content to put on them. So simply increasing your social media activity doesn't necessarily bring you closer to meeting objectives. So the article actually gave an example of a company that posted less and actually got better consumer response from that. So maybe if they're posting too much, they feel like consumers feel like the company is pestering them, they're being annoying. So it's more does not always mean more. The second thing is to choose appropriate content. So remember your target market on each platform. So obviously different generations are maybe using different social media platforms more frequently. For example, millennials may be all over Snapchat and Instagram, while older generations are maybe more likely on Facebook. So companies should be customizing their content on each of these social media networks while keeping in mind what market is really on that platform. And then lastly, don't limit social media presence to specific platforms. So like I said previously, different generations are on different platforms. So know your target market and do research to figure out what social media platform is most likely to reach them. And then the last step for marketers is to manage your efforts. So firstly, remembering that social media communication is two-way. So if you post an ad on Facebook, consumers can respond to that. And especially if the response is negative, you need to have people in place to handle those negative responses and make sure that consumers are still happy with you. And then secondly, you should be measuring your success by actually investing in software to track your ads and like use cookies or things like that to see if your social media activity is actually generating revenue. Like, did that ad actually lead to a sale or things like that? So just to rank up a few concepts from our textbook that were mentioned in this article. So from chapter 2, we talked about strategic marketing plans. So part marketing plan is to first plan and then implement and control. So if social media is part of your implementation, you need to make sure that you are doing the control and seeing if this marketing is effective. And then secondly, from chapter 20, we're talking about choosing your media. So reach, frequency, and impact, meaning what markets are you reaching based on what social media channels you're using, how often should you be advertising, and what is the impact of these ads. So lastly, just a couple questions. The first is, how much do likes on networks like Facebook and Instagram mean from a company perspective? So if you think about your own social media activity, does a like actually translate to revenue for the company? So if you like their ad, are you actually going to purchase from them? And then secondly, from your experience, ads on which social media channels catch your attention the most and actually bring you to make a purchase you might otherwise not have? So for example, for me personally, Instagram has really changed their advertising. I don't know if any of you have noticed that when you're on stories, after every 2 or 3 stories of a person that you follow, an ad pops up. And it's usually like it's so fast that you just swipe through them. But every once in a while, it's something that catches my attention, like a boutique or a clothing company that I've never heard of. And I frequently will swipe up and actually go check out their website. So I haven't had any experience like that on Twitter or Facebook. So which of these new marketing techniques are really catching your attention? So that is it, and I look forward to seeing your responses, and thank you for watching.